Obviously an unfortunate situation, what I'm saying, where, you got somebody doing, what he was doing kind of pre-snap and kind of, as the play was starting. He definitely took accountability, addressed the team, spoke his piece, and you just kind of definitely took accountability for it. And, that's just something I feel like, it happens, where it's tough.
Good blocking on the perimeter, and that opens it up for Tyler
Scott. It's a new day, everybody. We are moving forward. We are looking ahead to Week 9. The Arizona Cardinals are on the horizon, a game that I will be going to this week. I can't wait to get out there to see the Bears, to see the Cardinals. Obviously, what happened over the weekend is a little bit, it's in the past now. We'll talk about it for a moment, but still, we got to be looking forward for a great opportunity to bounce back against the Arizona Cardinals. But before I do that, I want to let everybody know the world's largest sports book in Las Vegas is right at your fingertips in Illinois. The Circus Sports app is sports betting the way it should be. Bet anywhere in Illinois, experience high betting limits, better moneyline splits, more in-game betting, and the best customer service. Download your new bookie today. Visit circusports.com and start betting like a pro from anywhere in Illinois. And if you or someone you may know has a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234. Okay, and as we look forward to everything that's going to be happening in Week 9, let's bring on the man of the hour himself, Tyler Scott of the Tyler Scott Show. Tyler, how are we doing? How are we living? We've had a few hours, a few days to digest everything that's been going on. How are you doing? How is the team doing? Give us the update.
Yeah, no, we have we got a 24-hour rule in the building. So after we lose, a game like that, or even win, you have a 24-hour rule. We digest the emotions, look at the game, feel how you want to feel. But after that 24-hour rule, we are on to the next. So doing good. Like I said, on to the next, ready for the Cardinals this week. Unfortunate ending there. That's something that you don't see very often, but it's cool when you see it on TV and things of that nature. But it's not cool when you're a part of it on the other side. So, but yeah, no, doing good though.
What was it like, the plane ride and all that stuff back? I can't imagine. Like, when I was playing, my experience caps at high school. I remember one time, actually, I remember playing JV high school basketball, and our varsity team was terrible, and we would win our game, and then we'd have to get on the bus because the varsity team lost, and we'd drive back 2 hours from Hemet, and you're just like, okay, can we not say a word? What is the plane ride like back when you're going home?
Yeah, I mean, well, first, going into the locker room, it was like a pin, you hear a pin drop in there. Like it was just very quiet, tense. You had guys that, definitely had frustrations where it was just like, we were all just sitting like, man, ain't no way this just happened, man. Like, ain't no way. Like, did that just happen? And just kind of just shocked, Obviously it hurt, but it was just like, wow. Um, and then plane ride is very quiet, for sure. Not too much talking. At least in my section. But yeah, I mean, I think that's a tough loss. When you're down the whole game, you fight back. All the way down to the end, you score with, you know, I think it was like what, 20, 30 seconds left, if that, left in the game, and you feel like you got the game won, but it comes down to a Hail Mary, and that's kind of really what it is, and you use like that kind of that hurts. That hurts for sure. So it was definitely a quiet plane ride, very quiet in the locker room. But one thing, like, we've dealt with adversity over these past couple of years, and like I said, we've been in the situation where we felt this way before. So I feel like we're definitely trained and ready to continue to move forward. Even after a game like that, it wasn't like it was the NFC Championship game, because there's a great possibility that we could see them again, later down the road.
Yeah, that is the one big thing too. And not only like down the road, but it looks like there is going to be what could be a budding rivalry between the quarterbacks. And I understand somebody like Caleb Williams, statistically, it's not great. But in the fourth quarter, he was continually moving you guys down into position to score. potential score. Obviously, the Doug Kramer play happened, but still bounced back after that. And listen, if the Hail Mary is defensed, then the narrative is completely different. And we're talking
Oh
about
yeah,
Caleb finding a way to win. So as we move a little bit away from that
for
loss,
sure.
do we start looking at some of the things that the offense was doing over the last couple of drives over the fourth quarter that got them into the position to be ahead at that moment?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think at the end of the day, kind of scratch the X's and O's. I think what you've seen there is just like a fight, man. It was just kind of like a will to win, especially from Caleb and just all those guys, Rome, Keenan. Like you just DJ, like all our guys stepped up. You had Cole. I mean, you just seen just a will to win from those guys, where it was like, all right, the first three quarters happened. Hadn't put up any points, but we're gonna find a way to win this game. Caleb, before the our final drive came, on the sideline, dapped everybody up, down the sideline. Hey, let's go get this one. Let's go get this one. Let's go get this one. So you could tell he had the utmost confidence going onto the field, and just watching that whole drive play out, huge third down conversion early on by Rome. Then you had a great play by Caleb. We had like a little kind of like bootleg play where Caleb kind of rolled out to the right, coming to our sideline, and Keenan kind of got lost, and kind of kind of where the defenders were, and they kind of lost him, and he like Caleb drops this like little dump pass. I'm pretty sure you remember over to Keenan, and you could just see like guys were just balling. You know what I'm saying? Guys were just balling. They were just playing, and like I said, they were just fighting. And I think that's one thing that you could see. It was just like, all right, even after the fumble we had, on the 1 yard line, a lot of teams fold in that situation, but we still remained optimistic, and it showed that last drive. We just kept fighting. So that's just something that you see, that especially in a young quarterback, to be able to lead us down the field like that, to not just kind of fold under that type of pressure, in the magnitude of that game. I think that's like super encouraging, to see.
That's one experience that I've really never had as a fan of the Chicago Bears for all these years, is that when DeAndre Swift scored his touchdown and it was still 12-7 at this point, I felt like we were going to win. I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
we're gonna win this game.
no,
Like
I said that too.
there was no doubt in my mind. Was that the feeling? Did you say that? I
Yeah,
mean, was
I
that the
said I
feeling on the
said that
sideline?
too. I said that too. After Swifty scored that touchdown, we were coming back on the sideline. I was telling Ro, I'm like, we're about to win this game. I was like, we're about to win this game. I feel like the momentum was turning at the right time, and the moments we're about to have. I'm like, we're still due for a turnover on defense. I was thinking we're gonna get one for sure. But I'm like, we're about to win this game. So I definitely had that feeling for sure, and especially when we end up scoring, they're late, with seconds left in the game, I'm like, this is exactly what I felt like what happened. You know what I'm saying? And then unfortunately the last play happens.
Yeah, and we saw it too, and obviously not to rehash it too much. Tyrique Stevenson did eventually address the locker room. He sent out a tweet, which I thought, first of all, I thought that was cool. I remember
Yeah.
I read it and I'm like, you know what, Tyrique, we're good. Like, thank you for taking responsibility for that. Was that a situation in the locker room where everybody was kind of like, you know what, this is one of those things that we just use as a building experience and move on? What was the mood like after Tyrique addressed the locker room?
Yeah, I mean, obviously an unfortunate situation, what I'm saying, where, you got somebody doing, what he was doing kind of pre-snap and kind of, as the play was starting. He definitely took accountability, addressed the team, spoke his piece, and he just kind of definitely took accountability for it. And that's just something I feel like, it happens, where it's just it's tough. Because it's like, that's like a discipline thing, and it's like, I feel like you gotta, you really gotta be, where you're supposed to be. You gotta stay on point and stay on cue. Everybody's got a job. So we practice that play, pretty often. Just in case for those situations comes up. So it wasn't like we weren't, coached or prepared for that situation. I think Coach Flus has done a great job is just preparing. Like we do this like at least 2 or 3 times a week, just preparing for that exact situation to come up. But I feel like, that's just one of those things where it's like you got to be locked in, to full play. And, we've been playing ball since we were little. And to understand that the game's not over until, it strikes zero, because this is the NFL and crazy things happen as it just did. And, if you're not prepared and, you cheat the game, things like that are going to happen. So definitely a learning experience for sure. Not just for him, but for everybody, to always be locked in no matter, how much time is on the clock, and then not to, get happy too soon. because, like I said, things like that can happen. So definitely learning experience for sure.
It felt like too, I at least watching the game from television, not being in the building, it seemed a little bit more emotional. Like it felt like two teams that were really going at it,
Yeah.
not like a just hey, it's two NFC teams going after it. It felt like a divisional game. Did you
Yeah.
kind of feel the same way on the sidelines?
No, we felt that way coming into the game. Like it was more. You know what I'm saying? It was an NFC team, a team that was 5-2, first place in their division, and it was like um this feels like more than just a regular Sunday game. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely felt that, from just the start. And then obviously the game played out. We it got chippy out there for sure. At times, and it was just a hard fought football game. You know what I'm saying? And you have games like that throughout the season, where some games just feel different. Where there's just the environment, the magnitude of the game, the guys just going at it. And that was one of those games where it just felt different. And it was just like who wanted it more.
Yeah, and unfortunately the game ended up the way that it did. How do we move forward going into Arizona right now? A great opportunity. A team though, I mean the Arizona Cardinals have started to put it together, back-to-back wins for them. How do we turn the page? How do we go forward? How do we get a victory this Sunday against those Cardinals?
Yeah, well, I mean, the great opportunity, about this league is that you get opportunities, to play again, next week, and to right the ship. Like I said, this is not that wasn't the NFC Championship, you know what I'm saying, where it was we're done, the season's over. So we have still quite a few games to go. But yeah, I mean, we're coming into an Arizona team who's won two in a row. They just went on it was like a walk off field goal. Beat Miami on the road. So they're definitely going to be feeling riding high, and obviously we lose on a walk off Hail Mary. First time in my career going to Arizona. So yeah, I mean this is going to be a great opportunity for us to get back on track, to playing good football, and I think especially after playing a team like that, competing and battling, you still definitely feel optimistic about your team and about where you're at. And we're like I said, I feel like especially last game losing off a Hail Mary like that, we definitely feel like we were the better team, overall. And so coming into Arizona, I don't feel like they are the team that Washington is. So I feel like this is definitely good for us to get back on track and just continue the season we were having, and just continue getting the win column.
Yeah, when you come off a loss like that, is it one of those things where you're like, I need a second, or do you want to play immediately? Were you like on Monday morning saying like, I wish we had a football game right now so we could go kind of rectify what happened just a few short hours ago?
Yeah, I think it's kind of a little bit of both because, like I said, that was still kind of that 24-hour window period. You're
Yeah.
coming back from, like I said, you're coming back. Getting off the plane. Like I said, we got back late, and then we're coming. Looking at the film, we're talking about the game, and it's kind of like, you're watching it. You're watching, where you could have got better. Where things were great, and you're just kind of sitting there like, man, still digesting it as a team. Like, man, this really happened. After sleeping on it. It's like, man, that really happened. This is crazy. Being a part of something like that. But I think as the week goes on, I feel like I said, Mondays is kind of like you're just still digesting things, and as the week goes on, you definitely get that hunger back to go and right that wrong.
No, I understand that too. I'm ready to get out
Uh,
there. I'll be in Arizona this weekend. It's kind of like to give you a little bit of a history lesson. This is something the Arizona Cardinals were once the Chicago Cardinals. They started in Arizona, or excuse me, they started in Chicago. The Morgan Athletic Club, the Racing Cardinals, because they played on Racing Avenue. They were not in Wisconsin. They
mm,
played on Racing
mm,
Avenue. My dad used to go to Comiskey Park where they played, the old Comiskey Park. And by the way, my dad would never admit this as somebody who grew up a Cubs fan, but he was like, Comiskey was actually a better park. He's like, it was a great place to watch a football game. He used to go there, and you might not believe this. Somebody related to me. My dad would go to Comiskey Park, sit in the Cardinals section just to go run his mouth, which is something that he just loved to do.
yeah.
So I feel like the tradition continues as I'm going out
Okay.
to
Yeah. Yeah.
Arizona to do this. Although I got, I'll be out there. I'll have a press credential, so I'll try to be cool. Although
Yeah.
everybody knows what I'm doing. I feel like this is good. I know that, again, the Cardinals have been playing very well, but I don't know. I think this is a good chance offensively. Let me ask you this though, because a couple of weeks ago, when things didn't go well offensively, there was kind of a leadership council and things of that nature. They went out and then you guys strung together a number of good victories against the Rams, the Panthers, and the Jags. Was there anything like that needed to happen, or this is just a moment of like, you know what, we just need to go back, buckle down, do what we do, get ready, get back to what we were doing well? Because I thought like a lot of what was happening was that DeAndre Swift was playing so well, and we got into doing that again in the fourth quarter. Was there any were there any meetings or anything like that, or we're just like, okay, guys, this one got away from us, we're getting back to business?
Yeah. I mean, no, definitely. You know, everything feels worse when you lose. You know, to be quite honest with you, I mean, it's a week to week league. So you know, you win one week, you're going to the Super Bowl. You lose the next week, the season's over. You know, so like I said, it's a week to week league. But like I said, we have to, stay. What's the word I want to use? You just have to, kind of understand like this is a long season, kind of weather the storm. That's what it really is, weather the storm, and understand like things aren't always going to go your way. Sometimes, like I said, the defense just has your number. Sometimes you're just not clicking on all cylinders. But like I said, when you look at the past couple of weeks we've been playing and understand, all right, what we've done to get ourselves in these positions to win. It's just just getting back to those things that that we feel that was confidence in playing our game, not letting the defense decide what we do. And I feel like from the beginning of the year to even last game, I feel like as from a game plan standpoint, I think we've done just a better job of just saying, all right, we're going to do what we want to do and not really focus too much on necessarily the things that they like to do and trying to, all right, work around, all right, what do they like to do? We're kind of react from them. It's like, nah, they're going to have to react to what we like to do. And they're going to have to adjust their scheme to us. So I feel like we've done a great job in doing that. And this is getting back to that.
Getting back to basics. And of course, coming off a bye week, I know that a lot of that might have thrown some things in the works. So I'm excited for that. I think we're going to bounce back in a big way. And I know we're going to do some sports card stuff, but I want to remind everybody that at Windy City Sports Cards, they specialize in buying and selling all things related to Chicago sports. So whether you are a diehard fan of the Bears, Bulls, Cubs, White Sox, Blackhawks, or Sky, they have got you covered with an extensive selection of sports memorabilia and collectibles. And in addition to their Chicago-focused items, they also offer a vast collection of sports trading cards and memorabilia from your favorite teams and players. And last week, you showed us that set that had the Walter Payton in it, also had a Joe Montana rookie.
Yeah.
I don't know how you're going to top that. I don't know, 81 tops. I don't know how you're going to top that. Can you top that this week? Like, what are we looking at? And by the way, shout out to your Bearcats too. I noticed. Don't think it goes unnoticed. You got your Bearcats swag.
No, for sure. Yeah, shout out to the Bearcats. They sent me this they actually sent it to my locker, my Chicago locker.
You see the Big 12 on it now too.
Yeah, Big 12 now. Like I said, I think they went there as soon as when I got drafted. The year after they went to the Big 12, they went to Nike. So they changed the program after my last year. Everything on new facilities and everything. But yeah, shout out to them. But yeah, so this week, one of my favorites, and anyone that knows about this set, they know that it is a very rare set as far as collecting the whole. It's a very rare set, and if you do have this full set, it's something to be proud about. But this week we have a 1987 Jordan Flair card. So this is definitely the Flair set. Also the 86 Flair set as well is a set that's highly sought after. That's a hard set to complete. I believe that's the Jordan rookie year. That's the Jordan rookie year. For 84, I'm talking 84 Flair. But yeah, so that's what we got this week. So we'll do one more time. Like I said, one of my favorite cards I have in the set, everyone knows, how I feel about Michael and Brown debates. We'll not go there.
We know.
But yeah, no, I love collecting, Michael's cards. I got quite a bit. I probably actually have more Michael Jordan cards than I do LeBron cards, to be honest with you. But yeah, no. So that was a card for this week. Like I said, I'm still working on collecting, that set. I think I got a Isaiah Thomas in that set, a Patrick Ewing, Dominic Wilkins, Larry Bird. I think I had two Larry Birds in that, Magic Johnson, Kareem. So I got quite a few star players, in that set. So yeah.
That's very cool. I don't know how much you're able to keep track of. But the Lakers lost a tough game to the Phoenix
Yeah,
Suns.
I seen
That was tough. Do you stay up and watch
them.
those games?
Some of them, when they're not, super super late, they're on a different, time zone. But yeah, no,
I'm
I've been keeping track for sure. I know they were 3-0, and they've been playing great basketball. They've been playing really good basketball. JJ Redick looks like they got them heading in the
yeah,
right direction. I love the way they've been playing.
we're ready to install him as the next Pat Riley, Phil Jackson. But
Yeah,
the loss last night, when we're recording this on Tuesday, depending on when you're watching this. The loss on Tuesday was kind of bad, and for me, for a lot of Laker
yeah,
fans, the Dodgers were winning at the same time, so they kind of were like, "Yeah." I'm like, I don't get that luxury. I don't care if the Dodgers are winning or not. I need the Lakers to win.
yeah.
And I know it's tough for a lot of people. I know it's tough for a lot of the Chicago fan. Like we're
Well,
not helping ourselves by doing this. Although
yeah.
I take Jordan over LeBron, but I'm still a Lakers fan, so that's
Yeah,
always going
well,
to hurt me a little bit.
as for you fellow Laker fan. Well, I'm more of a Laker supporter, because I follow
Yeah.
LeBron, so I'm just kind of, so I support the Lakers, now. But one thing about LeBron in his whole career, every time he started the season 2-0, they've gone to the finals.
Yeah.
So
I'm ready.
they started 3-0. So I'm just saying, the history tells me that we'll be in the finals this year, contending for a championship.
Okay, I'm gonna let that we slide because I do it all the time with the Bears, and you're an actual player, so I'm gonna
Hey,
allow it.
I will say, I
Uh,
do say we. When I talk about the way, I definitely say we quite a bit. But
it's fine. It's fine. I don't. I mean, you're always so nice about it too that I always feel like every time the we comes out of my mouth, I'm always like, damn it! I go, Tyler actually plays for the team. Like I don't. It's always. But I did it. But I think I did that with Darnell last year. Like, yeah,
yeah,
if we do this, I'm like, oh, sorry. I know for a fact I did it with
yeah,
David Montgomery, but David Montgomery was into it. He was really cool about it. But the one cool thing about the Lakers and going to the finals, the stat that you were talking about, is that the Dodgers are on the cusp of winning the World Series, and you can
yeah,
kind of now be like, hey, Dodger fans, can you kind of now say like the bubble tournament thing, like you don't need to count, you don't need to lean on that as much. That's what I want for the Lakers. It's like I want LeBron to have like, because even as a Lakers fan, you're like, listen, we're not the Clippers. Like, let's win real titles. Like, let's win a full season thing.
oh my
Um,
god!
I'm just saying. Listen, you don't even know. Like Tyler,
Oh
you don't
my
even know. Like
god!
like back in the day, I disliked. I still do. I disliked Karl Malone so much. He signs with the Lakers, and you're kind of like,
Yeah.
whatever. We're going
Okay.
through. We're in the finals. We're playing Detroit,
Yep.
and we're all watching
Mm.
Game One. We're with Tussin Brew Company, and we lose Game One to the Pistons. And I remember turning to my friend. I'm like, you know what? If we lose this series and Malone doesn't get a title, I'm okay with it. And that's how spoiled Lakers fans are. To be like, nah, we
Hey,
don't need to win this. We don't need to win this title. I'll
was that
sacrifice.
was that that was coming off the 3 feet, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was about that time. Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
2001, 2002. Yeah. So it was because they brought in the glove. The glove, I
Yeah.
was fine. Like people like Gary Payton was different because Gary Payton was a competitor that you didn't like him because he was a good player, and you're like,
Yeah.
God, he's so frustrating. And they
Gave
also
Michael
had
Jordan some fits
yeah,
in those
like he
finals.
was a
Yeah.
good player. Carl Malone, I was opposed to on many different levels and did not like him. He'd also said some stuff about Magic back in the day, and I'm like, you know what, Carl Malone, and I don't like the, and I don't think Magic let him wear 32. I think he had to wear number 11. I think it was
Yeah.
the thing.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. I
I think
love
Carl
him.
Malone tried to play it off like I'm not gonna discredit Magic, but I think Magic kind of was like, yeah, no, dude, you're not. You're
Yeah. Yeah.
not wearing 32. You've not earned that right in
Yeah.
Los Angeles. Do it in Utah. You can't do it here. But listen, now we've gone wildly off topic. Listen,
Yeah.
we're gonna have a great weekend in Arizona. I'm looking forward to seeing you out there. Tell everybody I got you. Say if nobody's got your back, Rank's got you.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a great week of practice. Go out there. rectify this situation. Don't get too high when you win. Don't get too low when you lose. I think this is a great chance for the Bears to answer back. And we've seen you guys, and we've done it before. We're going to answer back in a big way. So you go out there, have a great time. Thanks so much again for joining us. As always, we appreciate your time. And if you have anything else to add, I know I always awkwardly like, do you have anything else to add? But in any event, he's Tyler. I'm Adam. Have a great week. We'll see you Wednesday night for Take It to the Rank. And, of course, the weekend edition of the show, the post-game wrap-up from Arizona this week. It'll be a lot of fun. So until that time, bear down. And, Sammy, go ahead and play us out.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast with Adam Rank on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcast. Brought to you by Circa Sports Illinois.